This video is going to show you how to create a rubric in Canvas and how to associate it with an assignment that you have. In your course, click on the Outcomes icon on the left-hand side. It may or may not be gray, just so you know. Learning outcomes is something that is for a different video, so I'm not going to bother getting into learning outcomes. Instead, on the right-hand side, we're going to click Manage Rubrics. Your course will probably look like mine. There aren't any rubrics here to be used. So I'm going to create one. And that rubric is going to be called Discussion Participation. This is going to be my discussion rubric. And by default, Canvas rubrics are 5 points, and they only have this section right here, which is probably not acceptable to most people. So what I'm going to do is, I know in advance that I have 4 categories or 4 ratings, because I actually have a Word doc on the right hand side from a rubric I already have. So I'm actually going to be copying and pasting. That's really effective. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make sure that I have 4 ratings. So if you hover your mouse right here, you'll see that there are 2 arrows show up. So I'm going to click it once, there's 3, and now I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 categories. Okay? The total number of points that I want for my first criterion is 10. So I'm going to hit 10 and the Enter key. Now by default, you're going to see what Canvas is doing. Full marks is 10, this one's going to be 6, this one's going to be 4, and this is 0. Now that's not exactly what I want, so I can modify this if I want. So I'm going to change this one by clicking on the little pencil. And this one is going to be 7, and this one is going to be 5. There we go. So now what I'm going to do over here is start my first criterion. So I'm going to click the pencil here and I'm going to edit this. It's timeliness. So in the full mark section for 10 points, I'm going to click that button here, and instead of saying full marks, I'm going to grab my criterion over here and I'm going to paste it in. I'll go to the next one, grab it, paste it in, click OK. Next one, paste it in, OK. And on this one, it's actually going to be 3 points, and I am going to grab it and put it in here and click OK. So now I have my first criteria here and the ratings. Let's go to the second one. The second criterion is discussion, question, replies. So I'm just copying and pasting. It's very, very simple. I'm going to go ahead and click this twice. It doesn't matter which side I click it on, by the way. And then I will be able to adjust these as well. So this one is worth 30 points. So I can type the 30 points here in this points column, or I can edit full marks and make it 30, and automatically it will differentiate between this one, and it will change this all on its own. Okay? I'm going to pause so that I can add the other ones real quick, but not make you watch it, so hold on. So I just finished adding the second section of my rubric. This one, as you can see, is quite a bit longer. And then I have one more criterion to add, and that one is called peer replies. Okay, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to fill this in. So I have finished my rubric. I added all of my criterion and I added all of my ratings. The points all equal to 20, which is 60, which is what I want, so I'm going to go ahead and click Create Rubric. And there it is. Now I can always come back in here and edit this if I want. I can click the Edit button right here to edit the rubric. So now it's going to be time for me to add this rubric to an assignment. If you already have discussions created or assignments created, you're doing the rubric later, what you're going to do is simply click on a discussion like this, and then up at the top where you see the little gear icon, you're going to click on it and add rubric. And in this section here, it gives you some choices. It gives you a choice to actually create a quick rubric. It asks you if you're just going to write free-form comments, okay, when assessing students, whether you're going to use the rubric for assignment grading, or you're going to hide the score total for assessment results. I can't imagine that you would want to use that. So what you're going to want to do is click Find Rubric. And it's going to give you all of the rubrics that you have in your class. Of course, there's only one here, so all I have to do is pick from one. So I'm going to click it and use this rubric. And there you have it. So what's going to end up happening is when it's time for you to grade your students, you're going to use Speed Grader, and in the Speed Grader it's going to have all of your students' posts here, okay? And on the right hand side is going to be a big grading section, and there will be a little button that says View Rubric, and it'll pop up for you and you'll click the categories of your students' participation, and it will automatically tabulate the points. And at the bottom there will also be a comment section if you want to add personal comments. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and best of luck creating your rubrics.